Gabriel Rench was born in the promised land of Texas. 6 states later, he ended up in Moscow, Idaho, where he graduated from the University of Idaho. And he attended Greyfriars Hall, the pastoral training program at Christ Church. Gabriel is a media and PR consultant, co-founder of the Fight, Laugh, Feast Network, and one of the hosts of Cross-Politic TV show and podcast. He was arrested in September of 2020 for exercising his First Amendment rights. He was singing psalms outside a city hall in protest of unconstitutional mask mandates. Now, his arrest went viral. It garnered international media attention. Gabriel also serves as deacon at his church, King's Cross, and serves on various nonprofit boards. Welcome, Gabriel, to the Economic War Room.
Thank you, Kevin, for having me, man. Appreciate it.
Well, you've had me on Cross Politics, so we can only return the favor. So glad to see you here in Texas, back to your home state.
My dad was born in Fort Worth. My grandpa was born in Fort Worth, so our roots go pretty far back. We actually have a street named after us at Lake Worth, Rench Lane,
really?
right off Lake Worth.
Well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, you've had a lot of terrific people on Cross Politic, which is your podcast TV show, and some really cool guests. How long have you been involved in politics, and what drove you into it?
Actually, in college is where it started. I went to University of Idaho. I played basketball at college in California, finished my school at University of Idaho in Moscow, Idaho. And when I got there, I met our college pastor at my church, and he started discipling me, and I started getting involved in evangelism. But, even back then, and this is in 2002, 2003, even back then, DEI was coming into my classrooms. The wokeness was already there. So it's kind of weird that everyone thinks wokeness is a problem now. It was going on in early 2000s. So I started getting involved in college evangelism, but then we'd host events like we had Vody Bakum out to do Why Gay is Not the New Black. We had, my pastor did an event on Planned Parenthood and the racism of Margaret Sanger. So those are events we were hosting at University of Idaho, and they were very politically charged.
Oh, yeah.
So I started seeing the real connection between my faith and politics. And then in 2005, I graduated, went to seminary, and then I went to work for an economic firm. And so I, over time, became vice president of business development at the economic firm. And so I started learning about economics in a real way. And then I had this kind of, ministry, evangelism background on college campus, and then kind of the awakening of my political mind in relation to all this, and then getting involved in economics and seeing the politics of economics for the 12 years I was with the company. And so that's where I started getting into like Walt Williams. We had Walt Williams on the show. We flew out to Pennsylvania and interviewed Walt Williams months before he passed away. This was one of my favorite interviews. Yeah. I'm already getting ahead of the deal, but I ran it and found out about Thomas Sowell. So that was my economic life.
That's what you brought: faith, economics, and politics.
That's right.
all together. Mm-hmm. On the other side, you mentioned DEI was there. They didn't call it DEI. No. It was really just a part of the long march through the institutions.
That's right.
It was the capturing of the education, capturing of the universities and the ivory tower and so forth. And that's been going on for 100 years.
That's right.
We're just waking up to it now.
That's right. You think, really the co-opting of education started, you probably know this, in the 1830s, 40s, and 50s with John Dewey, Horace Mann. I think the other guy is Huey, Dewey, and Louie. I can never remember Louie. And so they started, and of course they got a lot of their education worldview from Russia and other communist countries, and they wanted to apply that shaping of the students' minds in our school system. So our public school system started off roughly Protestant and then got co-opted pretty quickly by the socialists and Marxists.
Higher education the same way, though, right? John Harvard, he was dedicated to Christ.
Yeah. That started off as a seminary.